But I'm here. I'm ready. I'm in a great mood. I'm representing the Woo. You know what I'm saying? Where it all started. And I'm ready to chop it up tonight with you good brothers, man. Peace.
Yes, Feezy, yes.
I was obsessed with just being the man.
Greetings, greetings, greetings. Thank you guys for tuning in to the PHARAOHS Club podcast. It's brought to you by Bumblebees.
Bumblebees is a nonprofit mentoring program for African-American girls ages 10 to 13. Its purpose is to provide young ladies with resources and information to combat the many social and emotional issues girls face daily using practical life skills, heavily supported and rooted in biblical principles. For more information, please check out its founder, Jamila Collins, and you can visit more and check out more information on their website at bumblebeesgirls.com.
Also, as our sponsor, we have Daddy's Green Book. Daddy's Green Book is a children's book that demonstrates the simplicity of father engagement by capturing the multifaceted roles and responsibilities of fathers in a playful, lighthearted, comedic, and simple way. For more information, you can visit his website at daddysgreenbook.com. That's www.daddysgreenbook.com.
And we appreciate all our sponsors, like we appreciate all of our listeners. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the PHARAOHS Club podcast. And the PHARAOHS Club Roundtable is out west. How you feeling, baby?
Hey, man, listen, I'm in a great mood, man. I got my big brother Nas on here. I'm focused.
All right. The dream out in D.C. How's it treating you?
What's good, world? You know, trying to make it, you know what I'm saying? We still in the struggle, still in the pandemic. Keep your head up, world. Let's get it.
Peace and love, peace and love. I'm ready. Y'all see I got the fresh cut, baby. Let's get it.
Fees. What's good on the Buckeye State?
Oh, yeah. We hot out here. You know what I'm saying? We under a heat advisory. We under a corona advisory. We under a black man being attacked advisory. We under all types of advisories. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here. I'm ready. I'm in a great mood. I'm representing the Woo. You know what I'm saying? Where it all started. And I'm ready to chop it up tonight with you good brothers, man. Peace.
Yes, Feezy, yes.
What's going on, everybody? Hey, gentle giants. Let's get to it, man. I'm ready for y'all tonight, as always.
All right. Again, welcome you guys. I know a lot of people still wonder how these group of men got together. Now, quick little backstory. We all are part of an organization, Alpha Phi Alpha, Fraternity Incorporated, and we came through by way of the Z chapter at Wilberforce University in Ohio. So that's our organization that, brought us all together and gives us a platform that we have today. We are like-minded individuals with goals who push each other on a daily basis. So we get to thinking about different organizations and, things going on in the world, even slogans even. Now, my shirt says it all. Black Lives Matter. Now, when I heard Black Lives Matter myself, your host for the evening, Mylo H, I thought it was just a saying. Black Lives Matter, as in, our skin matters, in society. Then, years later, it comes to find out this is an organization that pretty much is funded from donations and, supposed to be nonprofit organization that's funded by people just offer donations. It was founded by 3 queens of the community who decided to do something after you know, dealing with injustices that we have going on in the world that's been going on for years. Started with, Brother Rice, and they just put something together to really push the movement of Black Power and get over white supremacy and break those barriers down. Now, I never knew, me personally, that this was the real legit organization. I just thought it was like a saying that we always did, just to keep the movement going of being Black owned, just supporting black business. But come to find out, this is a heavily funded organization, and it's been in the media a lot lately because of good brother George Floyd, rest his soul, rest in power, and other brothers and sisters who have been slain through our law enforcement. Now, when these slayings happen, donations start rolling in. So this organization has been getting millions and millions and millions of dollars. But it's really none of my business. But if I hate to something, I always want to know where this money is going to. Like, what is the tale of the tape? So, good brothers. Now start with you, Brother Nass. I mean, when you heard about Black Lives Matter, then it comes with, millions of dollars behind it. Did it ever intrigue you to figure out what was going on? Where was this money going? Who was it going to?
I think that anytime you have these crises, or not just crises, but, there's always organizations that are there, thankfully, grassroots organizations that come out of the ashes of, the burning fire, right? I mean, something has happened and a voice needs to be heard, and voices aren't being heard, people aren't being heard. And so, organizations are born from that, to get like-minded people together, to speak on a common topic. And so initially, I did not know that it was the organization that it is until maybe a year or two after I started hearing the Black Lives Matter, constantly, like you said. So I appreciate the fact that it's there. I don't always donate to organizations like that just because I'm uncertain of where the dollars go, and I would rather my dollars go somewhere that I feel is a little bit more useful. And I think that we all either know someone that ourselves or other people, may know someone that's affected by these things, and whether it's not posting bail for somebody who was arrested during the protest or whatever it is, I would rather give my money towards something like that. And that's not to knock, the Black Lives Matter movement. I believe in it. I believe that it's necessary. But I don't believe that that the Black Lives Matter movement speaks for the totality of all Black people. I think that it's a movement. It's specific in its designation on what they're doing. I don't think they're being a shadow organization by any means, trying to hide their intent. And so I appreciate that the women have stepped forward. They ride for not just, they ride for everybody under the umbrella of Black lives. So it's LGBTQ community, whether you a Black man, Black woman, we still need to get, justice for Breonna Taylor. That's not forgotten. Like, y'all shot that woman while she was, dead asleep. Like, y'all, that those things we can't overlook. And Black Lives Matter or any organization, NAACP or whatever it may be, I think those organizations are definitely necessary.
Absolutely necessary. And I don't want our listeners to feel that we are attacking validation at all. That's not my intent. I'm just asking questions because, again, initially I thought it was just something, it was empowerment for our people to say, we matter. Never knew it was an organization. Kudos again to the Queen starting an organization, but just a couple questions, just piqued interest,
And I agree with you, Lo, just for the record, that I do agree with you that, anytime you have an organization like that and millions of dollars are being invested or donated, I agree that, before you start I would want to know, kind of if you're investing in that as well or donating, you would want to know where that money is being used for. And I've been to the website. I suggest that anybody listening go to the website and investigate and do the research on your own. And that's for anything, whether you give into the, Red Cross or, FEMA or whatever it is. Before you give your money, I would hope that you would invest that institution to be before you send your money in. So I definitely agree that it's intriguing. I don't know exactly where all of those dollars go, but I don't personally invest in those particular. I'll donate $20 or something, but I'm not going to donate a significant amount of money. I would rather do that kind of research or due diligence on my own.
No doubt, no doubt. And it's funny, I've pulled back personally from like Red Cross and FEMA, really since all the stories, even coming back from Katrina, where funding was, being held up, and still there's, warehouses with, water and supplies that, someone hasn't pulled the trigger on. So it's when I really heard about Black Lives Matter, it's like, please, I pray it's not. It was another ploy. Ploy might be the wrong word to use, but I just pray that the money is being used is all for our people. Now, I know one researcher, Brother Ameen. I know you dig into things like this. Just from your analytical background. Tell me about your feelings on Black Lives Matter, please.
I have no problem with the BLM. Is it a foundational organization? I'm not sure, but I'll just say it's an organization. As long as from a taxable standpoint, they're not cheating the government and getting themselves in a predicament that the movement can be defunded. So, but I don't have a problem with Black Lives Matter. It looks like the efforts and the financial donations are being used, to just bring attention to what Nas said earlier. With Brianna and all the injustices that are going on and that are continuing to go on in our nation, towards people of color. But I just hope and I dread we don't get the article one day that somebody took the money or the money was being mismanaged, because that tends to be the downfall of most positive organizations that have a good cause and mission and that's fighting for our people. But from what I've heard, Black Lives Matter is pretty legit. I haven't heard anything fraudulent about it. I just hope we just manage it well and use the proceeds to support our people.
I got a question. Because Lo, I'm like you. I just thought that it was a slogan. I didn't know that it was a legitimate organization and they do fundraisers or whatever. But what else do they do? Are they sponsoring, like they getting people out of jail, or what are they doing?
Well, when I went on their website, they actually do other things. They have an arts and culture program that they highlight Black heritage to kind of give you some grassroots foundation and knowledge of just Black history in general, in order for them to, to sponsor and know about different issues and things around the world, because they're global. Actually, they don't just help people here within the United States. They actually have a global reach. So to reach other Blacks that are affected by civil unrest across the world in other countries. So they're much bigger than what you think. But I think that may be part, just when I looked at their website, they want to fly under the radar. They don't want to be out in front like that. They want to be a behind the scenes, and they do. When you look on their website and things that I've heard, they do support people getting out of jail, false imprisonment, legal fees, and different things of that notion. And it's people that a lot of the stuff that they do, like George Floyd, that's headlines. A lot of their work, back page story. And so they do a lot. They do a lot. They have a whole COVID piece on their website where they talk about prevention and what you can do. We always talked about how in America, they always talking about, oh, wear a mask, don't do this, and what the effects are. But, no one's really talking about, how to build up your immune system and how to stay healthy. They talk about that on their website. So they do a lot. I think because of the fact that they want to fly under the radar, they're going to get a lot of criticism as far as where's that money come from. And I mean, but just like it's no different than the Red Cross with Katrina. They was getting slammed because of that. But you can also, what people don't know, any organization that you give to, you can earmark your funds. So you don't have to just be a general donor and just give money just willingly like that. You can say, hey, I want to give this $1,000, this $100, this $1 million, or whatever it is that you want to give. And you can dictate where exactly you want that money to go to, whether it's for false imprisonment or whatever the case may be. So I want people to know that not just with this organization, you can always earmark your funds, you know what I'm saying? And do it that way. But I think more people need to get behind them, because I think that can only empower them. I feel like they have a really good story. They have a really good movement, and they have a really good purpose that we could use. And I mean, we've even talked about it on past casts, where's our leaders? And this is an organization that could possibly fund some leadership, and they can have their own leadership if we just got behind it. But I think a lot of people don't know and don't want to take the time to figure out what's going on and what they do. But they do a lot. And I mean, like you said, you got to do the research.
And long as they keep it legit, man. And again, the leaders of that organization, shout out to BLM, man, keep it legit, man. Make sure you keep it within the taxable guidelines. Make sure you ain't taking the money. Keep this thing going, man. Because I mean, we've had organizations in the past that were just like Black Lives Matter. The Black Panthers in the past had an organization similar to this. They had financing, they had resources, and then we had issues with just government infiltration and just brothers turning on each other, and just a lot of internal BS that organizations like this can end up being in a bad situation. So hopefully these folks are smart enough and making sure that they don't allow external factors. And like you said, Jay, they really want to be behind the scenes, but I mean, I think the cat is kind of out the bag.
Yeah.
So being behind the scenes is kind of in the past, but now that they are in the forefront, just make sure everything is legitimate, man. Keep the propaganda out the shit too, because a lot of these organizations, I know Operation Pushback in the 80s and the 90s with Jesse Jackson. It was positive, it was motivating, but then people had their own personal intentions and aspirations of what they wanted out of Operation Push. So let's just keep the ambition and aspirations out of it and keep the movement strong.
Stay out of politics.
They own Black Lives Matter.
Politics.
Do they own the phrase? Like, did they copyright it?
I'm not sure about that.
I'm quite sure they did, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
There's a lot. I'm sure there's a lot of Black Lives Matter shirts going around that they probably ain't make.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
So on the funny tip, and it ain't really a joke, but I was driving up the street today, man, right on the corner where the liquor store is. It was a tent set up, like you just said, Dale. They had them in all colors, everything, and I'm like, I get it,
and that's
go ahead, Lo.
that was my biggest thing. Like, I was confused about. Like, I mean, again, I thought just a hashtag we were using to support Black lives, against injustice. So that's it. It's amazing. It's really amazing to me. G, did you try jump in on that yet?
Not yet. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
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 Okay. I mean, for me, Black Lives Matter, you know what I mean? I didn't know that it was an official organization until maybe last year. And, and being honest with you, I didn't learn that. I mean, I learned that from watching an award show, right? So now, I mean, it's founded by these strong Black women that I'm, scrolling through right now. And, as far as making sure that our money goes into the right hands and things of that sort. And I know nobody was saying this. I feel good about what their intentions are. Obviously, I don't know them to speak to what we're saying and what potentially happened and things that happen to FEMA, right? Because that's when I donate to any organization, and this is separate from Black Lives Matter. I am concerned about where the money goes, just like some of your other brothers. But I feel good about Black Lives Matter for some reason. I without knowing anybody, I feel like I can trust them. So the good thing about it is, since then I did educate myself, and the great thing about it, they have chapters set up in different cities. Right? There's an LA chapter, and then what they do is they have just like we would in Alpha, they have somebody, a president or a chapter leader for that organization for that city. So when they started, and like Feezy said, they're in London and a couple other places.
Yeah.
Throughout the continent. So, but yeah, man, that's really all I could really say about it. I didn't know about it just like everybody else, but I kind of had the cheat code because I watched the award show, and that's how I learned about it. But had I not seen that I'd probably be in the same bat. I thought it was a hashtag as well.
But I do find it fascinating that amidst, their inception and with everything goes on, maybe you all can speak to this. I can't recollect any type of interviews or anything by any of their leaders to just speak on different things. Have y'all ever seen anybody from their group interviewed or anything?
Now that he showed the pictures, I want to say that they did the Breakfast Club some time ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And I think when the George
and I asked that in the most honest way.
No.
I'm just saying I haven't seen it.
Now, hopefully, Fees, our audience will take it like that, because I mean, you probably just want to enlighten the audience on who they are and have they been out media-wise out there to just show themselves. But I did see them with what's the lawyer, the attorney Benjamin Crump on CNN when the George Floyd incident at first popped off, and I think one of the actual founders were out there with him, and they were trying to console the family, making sure the family had finances and resources, and making sure that they were applying pressure to the DA and the mayor and all that stuff too. So I mean, they've been visible within the last couple of months since we've been going through this pandemic, unfortunately. So,
well, shout out to those queens who doing some phenomenal work in the community.
Sure.
Excuse me, the world. I didn't know it was world based. I saw Toronto was in. I didn't know they're in London. Yep. That's huge. And if you, I guess I looked on the website, you're able to apply for a chapter in your neighborhood or your city or whatnot. So I mean, join the movement. See what you can do. Black lives have to matter. And these women are making sure that the lives are mattering. So a couple names you guys are familiar with, and to bear with me, because as they say my name: George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Tamir Rice, Eric Garner, Phil Castile. Those are people who, they're gone now due to violence from our law, people who are supposed to serve and protect. So when we start to talk about Black Lives Matter, do these other names ring a bell to you? A Natalie Wallace, a Devin McNeil, a Secretia Turner, a DeMarco Siler Jr., You guys know who those names are?
Be honest, I
I
don't.
got an idea.
I don't.
I got a feeling I need to know.
Yeah, you definitely need to know. Those are children, our children, who lost their life to gun violence over the holiday weekend across the country. So, again, our babies, as young as 5 years old, who lost their life, and I don't know who the trigger people were, but when we talk about Black Lives Matter, and I know a lot of times our counterparts, our Caucasian counterparts, try to swing it on us and say, well, what about black on black crime? What about black on black crime? When we speak about Black Lives Matter, does it really, is it mattering to us when we have, holiday weekends, countless shootings, murders, and now we're just killing babies? These babies was just one of the babies was on the porch watching the fireworks, takes a bullet. Another baby was with their parent in a car, takes a bullet. So, Dale, man, does Black Lives really matter?
I mean, this is a layered question.
Man.
And, I think we need to dig deep into this. And I mean, I'm torn on this, man. I mean, I can say it's obvious that energy that's applied to police brutality, killing people, it ain't applied in the streets. You know what I'm saying? When we are killing each other, we say all the time in our chat groups, like, as Black people, like the mentality, our way of thinking, it's got to change. Niggas is so fixated on the code of the streets that I feel like when it comes to stuff like this, they got the code of the streets fucked up. People don't want to, somebody go and kill an innocent baby. I get emotional thinking about my kids, nigga. But I got little babies. I got a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. And if one of them just got killed just from enjoying fireworks, nigga, like, I lose it, right? So let's be clear. If you, I feel like people in the streets should hold niggas accountable for stuff like this. Period. Because this isn't.
I agree 100%, Dale.
This ain't 100%. This ain't street code. You know what I'm saying? This
100%.
Snitching, to be clear, because that's when I talk, and I know I'm going all over the place, but when I say fixated on the wrong stuff, people are worried about being snitches.
Yeah, and say it what it is, Dale.
That's not snitching. Snitching is when you in a bind, you did some shit, and you and somebody else did some shit, and you tell on the other person to get out of some shit. That's snitching. That's not telling on somebody who killed an innocent, or you know what I'm saying, like just go and do something about somebody who murdered an innocent child. You know what I'm saying? So,
but Dale, can I play devil's advocate though, real quick?
Go.
Because it's some niggas in the hood that may not see it that way. They may see just straight, if you tell, you a snitch. That's flat out.
Listen here, there's gotta be a code though, Jay.
No,
there's gotta be, and to be fair, let's not act like this ain't been going on. During the drug epidemic during the 80s, young children were being murdered every day, during that era. During the 80s era of the drug epidemic, babies was being killed all the time. But this idea that you would allow a child to be murdered by one of these clowns who just blindly firing into a crowd, and there ain't no accountability, bruh. Don't nobody got to get slapped up. Don't nobody got to get right. You got to get treated like they. You know what I'm saying? Nobody got to get hung out to dry. Because
Now
that
look,
ain't right,
and
bro.
I gotta say this, just to be clear, I'm playing devil's advocate because I'm with you 1,000%. Because I'm gonna say it like this on the cast. Look at me. I'm in the camera. If I know anybody that hurts one of my kids, oh yeah, you're going down. I don't give a fuck. Flat out. One of my babies? No, man. Any baby on the block that I see, that's ridiculous, man. We don't hold nobody accountable. You know what I'm saying? And it's getting out of hand, man. Kids, this touched on it. I mean, I didn't mean to hijack your little segment there at all, but I agree, man, because it's crazy, man, when I hear about that, man. Because I have a 2-year-old son, I have a 4-year-old daughter, and I got a 16-year-old daughter, bro. And I evolve around their world. They are my world. You know what I'm saying? And I can't imagine what those parents are going through over some senseless, dumb shit.
Dumb shit.
Man, Ricky
It's dumb, and you know
Smiley,
it is.
Ricky
But you-
Smiley's
but you-
daughter
but you-
just got shot in a road rage incident. You know, on some random, just she at a light. I mean, this stuff has been happening, and I know what Lo is getting at is like, where is the outcry? Locally, there's been an outcry, but we, as Black people, we can't just ignore it because we say that most of these people who are doing these crimes come from the systematic racism and inequality that comes from America. That's not fair either, because you know that this is a little child. It don't take a 45, 50-year-old person to understand that this is a life, a baby. And if you have zero regard for this baby, somebody got to hold you accountable. And if the cops can't get to you, then whoever your boss, whoever your dude is, if one of y'all killed a child, or not,
somebody got to go.
you gotta go, bud. I'm sorry, I just can't. I don't understand it. If we did more to get into our organization than most of these cats have ever done to do what they do. But if any of y'all ever hurt a child, you ain't safe around me.
All right, so look, we hit some good points, but I think the fundamental point that we may not talked about yet: how are they getting the guns? We don't talk about gun control. And I grew up in the city that motherfuckers get guns so fast that by the time we're talking about kids getting killed, it's more kids getting killed, and nobody focuses on how these guns are getting into our communities. And I know it's always the same story. Well, the NRA and this and that and all that shit. But ultimately, I mean, it's too many guns. It's too many guns in the world. One, too many guns on the street. I'm gonna tell y'all that. Chicago was fucked up last weekend for 4th of July. It was like 80 motherfuckers got shot during the pandemic. Come on, man, that's crazy.
But where's the outcry at though for killing ourselves?
It's been an outcry, and in Chicago specifically, the outcry ain't enough.
Is it a numb cry though? Is it a numb cry?
No, it ain't no numb cry. It's been an outcry.
I know it's been, but I'm saying where and what I think, Lo, again, I don't want to speak for you, but I mean, I think that this is trying to get to where is the Black Lives Matter as far as these things are concerned on a greater level. It can't just be the local level of them fighting for their children. We have to push for them. We can't stand for this no more.
Well, in regards to BLM, you do have a point. One of their initiatives should be gun control.
It ain't got to be BLM. Let me make that clear. I don't believe that they have to have everything Black under the umbrella. I don't know where the movement is to stop our own Black on Black.
But I'm just saying that the root cause of everything we talking about is the weapons they using to kill people. Period.
Right. So
without the weapons,
hold on, Fees.
Without the weapons, we wouldn't have this problem. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying.
Okay.
Look, I'm not saying you can't own a gun. I'm not saying that you cannot exercise your Second Amendment rights. What I'm saying is Black communities have been targeted for years and have been flooded for years of just gun rapid I mean, it's just gun rapid crazy, dog.
So I thought you was alluding to the government dropping boxes off in alleys.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm not look, hey Lo, I'm not gonna say that, but I mean we all know the deal. I mean, again, these gun shows, and I know how cats are getting the guns, man. Like especially in Chicago, dog. You can go to another state, you can go to a gun show in the suburbs, rack up, but behind the scenes, go right back to the city, flip them, give them to whoever need them or whoever just got you make your money off of them, and they already in the streets flooded.
But you know what,
See
man?
what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Some-
I mean, that's a problem.
I got one point. I give you fees, and that's fine, and that's all good. So they get the guns, but at the end of the day, somebody's be back there to pull the trigger.
Thank
So
you.
That too.
we still popping off on our own people, on these babies, and that's, I mean, and I hate to say it, I mean, this is black on black crime. I mean, like
Right,
I don't
right.
I don't foresee seeing Peter come through the hood with 100-round drums spraying the block. I don't think
And my thing is, we all from different hoods. We got Chicago on here. You know what I'm saying? We got Cincinnati. We got Columbus. We got Youngstown. We got Gary. And the thing is, a lot of these incidents, some of them are random, where it's not nobody out, but a lot of them it's a party jumping off. It's beef. You know what I mean? Somebody knows something, and nobody is saying nothing. Nothing.
But I think some of that stuff is fear too, Fees. I mean,
I get
let's be
it.
honest.
I mean,
I would say half of it might be fear. Like half of it might be fear. That
It's
half might be
100% fear.
All of it is
100%
fear. But that's why I was saying that's what we need to fix the mindset, man, because we just been conditioned to believe a lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
why be afraid to tell on somebody that killed an innocent fucking kid?
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like DC going crazy over the 11-year-old boy that got killed.
But the thing is, man, look, another component.
I was just about to say it just now. I was about to say start dropping them dimes, but that ain't even dropping dimes. Like just, you know what I'm saying? Like just,
Because
you gotta protect. We gotta.
You're
protect
part of the problem, man. If you don't
Well,
protect
but
it, you know something,
another
man.
component, I mean, with this generation is the music too. And I mean, I came from a generation the music drove us to do stupid shit. The music out here is fucking shit up too.
I'm get there in a second. I'm get there in a second, man. But G, tell me something about these babies and these deaths and who's behind pulling these triggers, please.
I mean, I can't really say more than what you guys already said. I can't, you know. I come from social work, you know what I mean, working in the inner city, working in these kids' homes, seeing the trauma, you know. So, and I come from the streets, you know, growing up in the projects and things of that sort. So the code that you speak of, you know, people are scared from what happened to them to speak up if they was to say something about somebody being hurt. And then to the actual people that's shooting, I had to throw them some bones. I hope that they're not aiming for kids. Not saying that it's any less, you know, of a stretch, for lack of better words, but it's I would hope, you know, because there are codes in the streets, right? And a part of that is to not hurt kids. You know, I think the from the old days anyway. You know, right now I don't know if those things are really working. And then lastly, what I would say is just my thought, right? As parents, right? Because I feel like I don't want to blame a parent because it's not their fault that something happened, right? If you're in that environment, like Mean said, those guns are there, they're dropped off there. You know, these thugs, right? I'm gonna call them thugs because I'm a thug or been a thug. Because I don't want to affiliate no particular organization of gangs, right? Criminals they don't have that the way of working through things is through physicality, and it's through gunfights, it's through things like that, right? I grew up around it. Here's what I would say though, as a parent, right? And this is just somebody that's gonna throw this out there, and I would love for reactions on this too. If it's the 4th of July, right? As a parent, are you know where hopefully I'll see where I'm going, but my actions to do, I can't say everybody has the means to say, all right, let's go somewhere outside of our hood, right? Or outside our neighborhood. That would be one if you could afford that. But at least the second one is to downplay. I know I'm taking a long way to get to what I'm saying, but to downplay what 4th of July is and what comes along with that. Fireworks outside, people having fun, that whole thing. My point is, keep your kids in the house. That ain't gonna stop everybody from getting killed. No, and I know that sounds insensitive because people still can get shot through windows and things of that sort. But we have to minimize, because that goes back to the Juneteenth thing, right? If we was educated about what Juneteenth is and what America does for 4th of July, a portion of it is, we celebrated on Juneteenth. That's our day. On July 4th, we're not going outside because people like us that don't know what Juneteenth means and why they're out there celebrating the way that they're celebrating, it could possibly be dangerous. I'm going to keep y'all inside and we're going to do some family things. It goes back to that thing that Dale said a time ago. It's about educating and uplifting your family. And if you can do that, that's how I feel like there's some remedy between the two. Hopefully that was understood.
It definitely was understood.
Yeah.
And I hate to hit it with a but that was just a 4th of July, right.
Got it. Good
thing.
Point.
And this is like a everyday, cut on CNN.
Yeah.
Baby, bodies dropping. That's just, it's unacceptable. And I guess for me, if we go to the root, the crack baby, the crack generation, then you have the crack babies, right? Growing up the crack babies, saying they didn't have a care for the world, they were off the wall. But now it's the crack babies having babies. So these crack babies are having babies. These 2 generations on drugs. Now they moved into the pills. So they will never get it. The purpose of being here, have a presence of what life is, because the so generations removed of just drugs and violence and being in that sector. And that can go, you can talk about systematic, racism, from, where they live and things like that. But at the end of the day, how do you change that? I mean, because now the pill poppers, they're going to be having kids now, right? 16, 15-year-old, grandma 38, and, they're going to be the young shooters. So how do we stop this as a community and get some change? Like what do you do? Because the guns are accessible. So, okay, you take the guns off the street. Just like drugs, guns, whatever thing, crime's always gonna be around. So it's an easy thing to say, let's get rid of the guns. The guns ain't going nowhere. Crime's not going nowhere. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. There's always to be crime. So what collectively can we do to stop this crime? Because we're in a pandemic right now. You're supposed to be at home. Shit is shut down. And the bodies are dropping more than ever. How's it even possible?
To me, though, I'm going to be honest, and this is going to sound harsh, but in this movement that we have to move forward in the future, not everybody is going to be there. So you either in the way or you out the way, or because I'm on my way. And everybody isn't going to buy into it. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't going to change. Like you just said, that shit is generational. especially when you speak specifically to gang relations. That shit is generational, man. They raising their kids in that manner. So them kids, that's what they know. Then they'll grow up and it continues. I'm sorry, that might sound negative, but them people ain't moving forward. They're not moving forward. You know what I'm saying? And I almost feel like it's pointless to spend energy on trying to get them to change that mindset. I say you rally up the people who are trying to move forward in a positive way, and who will do what G just said as far as knowing what things to keep your kids around and keep them in the house in this area and bring them out during this time. And those people will move forward. The rest, fuck them.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
mean,
I don't know if I can subscribe to that though, Sans. Like
Okay.
I feel like because again, we talking about babies, man. The babies can't they don't have no control over who they born to and the situation they born into. And we can't
Right, but like what G just said, there's a code, and I'm pretty sure, I would hope their thought process is in the beginning of that hit or whatever it is that they was doing, it wasn't their goal to go hit no kids. Now, a part of my beef that what I got going on that I need to accomplish, that's collateral damage. And you know what? Sometimes it's collateral damage.
I ain't ready to
I'm
give
just
up
saying.
on my people. I know that I understand all of what you're saying, not just you. I do agree that it is a generational thing. I do agree that we have a really and take the chains off of our minds to stop doing just the regular things that are senselessly dumb, like killing, just senseless killing. It's one thing to try to stop a man from killing a dude because he stepped on his shoe or tried to hit on his girlfriend or something. It's a completely different thing to just you killing just because you don't care. There's no conscience there. You'll shoot up a block. Kids can die. It don't matter to you. Like these, and we've seen them. We've seen these guys on Facebook Live or videos of them on World Star shooting people blindly and not even caring where the bullets go. You know what I'm saying? I understand all of that. But at the same time, they didn't get here just by chance. They got here because of something. And I'm willing to fight for that through certain things. Yeah, some people are throwaways. Some people ain't gonna ever get it. But these babies, we can't ever, ever, ever give up on the babies. We can't ever give up. I'm not
giving up on the babies.
But if we say to hell with the parents and everybody that's dealing with that got the kids, then we kind of saying the same thing about the kids. You know what I mean? We got it. I'm not saying that I have the answer. I know that we have to give them more opportunity. I know that there has to be more real opportunity in the hood, not outside of the hood, not in the suburbs, right there where they live. There got to be jobs. There has to be education. There has to be food right there where they live. Yeah. Everybody else has it, listen, except in the hood.
People not ever gonna even be interested in giving us any kind of opportunity in the hood.
We can't ask for them to give it to us though, Dale. We gotta make it ourselves.
Listen to what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying like for opportunity and funding and resources and all that shit to come into the hood. You can't imagine that's going to happen when people don't even appear to value their neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I'm saying, like, I don't have the answer either. But
that's what the ownership
I know the concept is we need to change our way of thinking. You just said that somebody will go and shoot up a whole nother nigga's block for some bullshit because they feel like they disrespected their block or their neighborhood. Y'all don't even own shit in the neighborhood. Y'all don't even own the fucking houses that y'all live in. So that's what I'm saying. It's just like, just change the mindset, man, like the mentality. Now, how we do that, I don't know. I mean, we got a ways to go to figure that out. But the bottom line is these kids don't have a purpose. They don't care. They don't value life. And it's just, it's just a clusterfuck, man.
I mean, they need some hope and some opportunity, like you said.
Go ahead, man.
I was gonna say this, man. I guess it's just generational and it's different. I mean, I grew up in an era that was pretty much similar to this. The only difference wasn't no social media platforms. The only difference is you don't have any, I would say, individual tribal leaders in the neighborhoods. Like I can proudly speak that my father was a tribal leader in my neighborhood because he just didn't raise me. He raised maybe about 50 other young boys in the hood by putting them in sports activities. You know, when he went to go play his numbers at the gas station, if he seen one of these little fools about to do something stupid, you know what I'm saying? He was willing to risk his life and his time to put into these young guys. And I think these young guys don't have any OGs like that. When I was coming up, man, I'm gonna be honest. It consisted of playing basketball, playing baseball, hanging out. You know, I hung out on the block with cats, and that wasn't nothing. But at the end of the day, you still had old school cats in the hood that cats respected. You know what I'm saying? That took their time, even if they weren't the most successful guys. These guys had principle and code
Right.
of what we talking about.
All those
And I
dudes is
think-
in prison or dead.
Well, I was gonna say that, Nas. I mean, it's just an absence of, period. Wherever they at, they don't exist. And I mean, maybe it's a challenge to us because, I mean, I look at
Now you
myself as an
talking.
OG. You know
Now
what I'm
you
saying?
talking.
I honestly
Now you
believe that
talking.
if you allow the people who are not violent offenders out of prison, there's a lot of black men in prison who could be on these blocks,
Yeah,
taking care of their children.
I agree.
And
But no,
I ain't saying that they the most stand-up dudes or whatever. I'm saying that at
They
least
can
you got a
reach them, though.
body in the
Yeah.
house or somewhere
Yeah.
that can either speak to their children or the kid on the block.
They can
But
reach
look,
them.
the challenge is what Lo was about to get hype about was this. I consider myself an OG, right? I don't have any kids, but I coach. You know what I'm saying? I mentor through the fraternity, and I make sure if I see a young man that's going down the wrong path, I'm willing to say, "Hey, man, come in, let me talk to you for a minute. You don't need to go that route, bruh. There ain't no retirement in that." So, I mean, it's a challenge to us, right? The generation of, I would say, the 80s, the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s to talk to these young guys. And I mean, I ain't saying go out there and be a superhero because, I mean, these little dudes is crazy. You will get lit up. But at the end of the day, I mean, you got to know a time and place, and you got to step up to the plate. Because I know a lot of cats my age that don't care. All they care about is their own, and they not willing to step up and accept the challenge of raising the village. Is that what you looking for, Lo?
Oh my goodness, absolutely, 110%. Even I find myself, you know, my new thing ain't really my new thing, but I've been done it for a while now. If I see a young man with his damn pants sagging down, I pull him to the side and say, "Hey, man, just why?" You know what I mean? Like, look at yourself, man. Like, look at yourself. Just why? And trust me, some will get offended, and rightfully so. But some be like, you know what, you right, big dog. I'm saying, my bad. You right. But it's like if I've reached that one person, you know, it makes a difference. Because I remember I was at Applebee's as a youngster, had a little date with my little girlfriend in high school. You know, you sit down in the booth, you know, see you kick your foot up on the on the stool or on the other side of the booth, you know. So some black man out of nowhere came and stopped me, said, "Hey man, can you take your feet down?" I'm saying that's disrespectful. I'm like, I looked over like, you know, who are you? And he said, "Look, young brother, I don't mean to get in your business. Like, excuse me, miss, but you know, you're representing us out here. You know, I can't have you in here looking like this." All he could do was sat up, perked my back up. Because, I mean, let's be honest, I knew better, you know, but, you know, playing cool, had the lady out, whatnot. And it was like, never really thought about that. And it took his, I mean, he didn't know me from Adam, but, you know, to put his, at the end of the day, his name, his life on the line, you know, just to prove a point, that did something to me. So anytime I see another young man out here with his foot up, you know, hey, young brother, you know what I'm saying? The same thing. And that's how you reach people. I mean, it starts with the small things. And we always talk about, you know, doing a movement, you know, moving mountains all the time. Sometimes you got to move a pebble, and those pebbles turn into mountains. You know, whatever we can each day, give a nugget or two to one of our young brothers who just lost. You know, just take it's the time too. You know, we talk about donating money, things like that. That stuff only goes halfway than being a voice and giving time. And
Put the work
we
in.
put the work in, you know, and we all, again, I think Nas said it, you know, we all come from an organization where we put that work in, you know, to get letters behind good brother G back right there. You know, we put the real work in. And sometimes we get away from that, you know, because obviously we have our own things going on at home. We all have our families and everything. But without that community, you know, these kids would be lost, you know. Beautiful, great black men like you guys are, you know, we'd be lost. They need us. Our listeners, they need you. I mean, we gotta come together as a unit and get organized. We talked about Black Lives Matter, organized. We talked about Alpha Phi Alpha, organized. And when we talk about black and be organized, I'm gonna hit a quick transition real quick. We had a July 7th was a Buy Black Day. Did I say that correct? Was it Buy Black? Okay, so
Or Blackout Tuesday, whatever.
there you go, Blackout Tuesday. I knew it was something because it said Buy Black. So Blackout Tuesday, it was on July 7th, and to me, that just wasn't organized. I have no idea who started the hashtag or who presented this. Let's do this. I started seeing celebrities, you know, talk about it. But I never understood what we're supposed to do. I thought, me personally, was we're supposed to just not spend any money on anything that day, because as they say, as a people, black people hold $3.9 trillion of the money circulating in this world. And I repeat, I didn't say billion, I said 3.9 trillion. Trillion won't fit on my calculator. So I don't even know what that number looks like, me personally. But you know, that's what we own in this world that we spending. So I was like, okay, cool. We're not supposed to spend any money this day. So do we spend money the day before, the day after, whatever? But comes to find out, it was supposed to be Buy Black. You know.
So can I tap in? Can I tap in, Lo? Please.
Let me say one thing. One thing. I'll let you type back. Go right to you, man. But my frustration was, why isn't it Buy Black forever? We pick 1 month to celebrate Black history. Now we're picking one day to Buy Black. My mind's blown. But go ahead, man.
So look, man, we talked about this a couple of podcasts ago, right? Tribalism, okay? Owning our own tribe, organizing our tribe, making sure our tribe got an agenda. Now, I had a great conversation with a couple of my grad brothers in OLA, DC Alphas. Shout out, big shout out to Big Lamont King and Brother Gilmore. We were talking about the Moors and how the Moors are absent from our history and how they were the initial tribe of black men that, you know, that you don't hear about growing up, because we learn about, you know, European history and the British and the Romans and all that other stuff. But that ain't my point. My point is this. We always talking about organizing the movement, right? The agenda for our tribe. This is a perfect example of terrible organization, right? We don't even know. I mean, we putting a hashtag to something and we don't even know what we supposed to do. We don't know where we're supposed to spend the money, and we don't know where it's going, right? We ain't got nobody leading it, but everybody doing something and following the leader. So when I say organizing the tribal agenda, we still steps behind. And when I say the Caucasians, the Asians, the whatever you want to, whatever denomination of people you want to put them in and classifications you want to put them in, it just seems like our tribe, we going to be 55 steps behind because we don't want to take the time out to organize our agenda.
But the thing about that, though, to me, I'm not necessarily going to beat us down for that, because for one, we don't even know where that comes from. We don't know where that comes from. That could have just been somebody like started something on IG like, hey, you know what? You know, we're not going to spend money. We're not going to spend money on this day. The idea of either not spending money or only buying black on a specific day, whichever the case may be, that's easily misconstrued It's just like the telephone game when you played in elementary school. I'm sure y'all all played it. That's what happened. That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? It probably did start off like, hey, only buy black on the Tuesday. Somebody took that like, oh, well, I'm not gonna spend with Target or Walmart or anything like that on a Tuesday. So hey, before you know it, hey, don't spend in none of them major retail companies. So it may have started off in good faith, but my point is, who starts that? Who starts that? Nobody knows. So we can't necessarily attack it and say that it was bad leadership.
Oh no, it was bad leadership.
Well, then what's the leadership? Where's the good?
Because
leadership?
because we're coming up with a concept and we're not putting the proper people in the right position, the people that have the voices and the platforms.
So who would that be?
It can be Revolt TV. That's one.
Yeah.
It can be Title Music. That's two.
But what I'm saying, it isn't.
Listen what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, good point.
We got two of the most famous motherfuckers in hip hop and rap that have a position in the game.
And they didn't do it.
I'm not saying they have to, but why are we not organizing it to the extent that, I mean, look, BLM, and this is hypothetical, BLM could have reached out to the two biggest platforms, Title Music for us and fucking Revolt TV. Blackout Tuesday. What does that mean? They could have had a program about it. So that day when we were supposed to do it, it's organized.
Yeah, and I'm not
That's all I'm
disagreeing.
saying.
I'm not disagreeing with you, man, at all. What I'm saying is,
I'm not saying
I'm not gonna attack us and say, oh, we fucked up because we didn't follow the. No,
we did. No, we did. We did because I didn't know anything about what we're supposed to do until G said something about 2 or 3 o'clock that day. I was like, oh snap! Like if he thought I was trying to be funny or what, I was like, yo.
And again, it is not an attack. It is not an attack, man.
I didn't know. So yeah,
it's not an attack, bro. What I'm saying is, it's to my point, man. All these other groups and the denominations of people, when they get focused on doing something, they got the agenda planned out.
You ain't lying.
They execute.
You ain't lying.
But they also have a central location and a central entity.
Yeah, well, I think what Jay is saying is that like, who is the one? For a perfect example, so on IG they did the black screen. There was a day that you were supposed to do only a black screen, and then there was like complete confusion about the whole thing. Folks was doing black screen, but then still putting Black Lives Matter stuff on it. Other people was doing no screen at all, just all black. It got completely, like, somebody had to come on the video, was like, okay, what we need you to do is just post the black screen. And it was like, I understand what you're saying, Jay. It's like,
that should have went out first, though. And that's the part of the organization that we're talking about. That video went out and said, yo, Tuesday we doing this. And this is how we're doing it. That's how.
But Jay, to Jay's point, who did it? Who's doing it? Is there Black Lives Matter? No, I can't put it on them. Who is the one who's initiating these all black movements?
I understand that point, but my point is we have people that have platforms. That's all I'm saying. It could have been done. Those people that did it, they could have reached out to the proper people to get it done correctly.
So going forward, next time that we do something like that. That's a good point, but not
necessarily, man. Not necessarily.
Wow. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Here we go. Because you got to educate me. Educate me.
And then, real quick, Feezy, before you go, what that's a good point what Mean is making. It seems logical, but to get somebody like, let's say you come up with an idea, right? For you to channel that and get that in front of Revolt, and then for them to then give you airtime and energy to then push and get behind your agenda to do so, it's highly unlikely if you're somebody like a group like us. If we come up with an amazing idea and we're like, yo, we want to get it to Revolt to help us push it, it sounds logical to the uncommon ear that doesn't understand the channels that you have to get through to get that to and on air for somebody. Like that, you know what I mean? He probably wouldn't touch it unless it was endorsed by somebody else that he knew, and that's a lot of the politics that Hollywood comes with. So
okay,
that's a great
So-
point. That's a great point, man. It's just a little bit harder than it comes out to be.
I'm not going to attack you on that because you're right. You just explained the process and what the game is.
Yeah.
But I'm going back to what Lo is getting to.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be so hard though? What's the look? And this ain't
How do we know? How do we know that the black that somebody black even pushed that agenda online? Like this is all stuff that's happening online, and who knows who is actually pushing these buttons? I don't know who sent that. You know what I mean? Like that's all I'm saying. I'm agreeing with all of y'all. I think that things have to be presented in a very more understanding way when we do things together as a people. But to Jay's point, who's actually starting these movements online? Because nobody's name is on them. It's not like Black Lives Matter says go black on Tuesday. It ain't. There's nobody who says it. It's just somebody sends you something and says go black on Tuesday, and then we just start doing it.
I get that, but what I'm saying, because G just brought up a very good point. We praise a lot of cats for jumping out there doing their own. Like Diddy, we praised him for Revolt. We praised Jay for Title. But my thing is, I'm not saying they're not managing their platforms correctly, and I'm not saying that like you said, it could be some miscellaneous motherfucker out there just throwing shit out there and we just jumping on it. What I'm saying is this, man. When are we? And I think this is back to Dale's point a couple of casts ago. Why does it take so fucking long for us to organize the shit, and we got the tools to do it? I mean, look, listen, y'all. In the morning, I don't watch anything except Revolt TV for a reason. Okay? It's a reason why I watch Revolt, right? I may tune in to Fox 5 DC. I may pop in CNN. But again, Diddy is the face. That's his shit, right? We're supposed to support our own. And my thing is, and I hate to take a shot at him, he's just now getting on board. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, why does it take so fucking long for us to get focused? You know what I'm saying? That's my whole point. We shouldn't have to have a situation that we got a Russian bot or a fucking cyber anonymous dude putting out a hashtag and everybody jumping on that shit. That's bullshit. That's all I'm saying. Between Jay and Diddy, and I'm not taking shots at them, but they have the platforms to do it.
Hey,
why we taking so long?
Jay in the trenches. We got, you can say Diddy, Jay in the trenches.
Well, no, I would say Diddy in the trenches too. In my opinion, he been doing things for blacks.
And I'm not saying they're not doing enough. You're right, they are in the trenches, but the organization component, I think that's what Dale was talking about.
Well,
he's talking about that shit a cask ago.
Like, I would say too to jump on that. I mean, is like we said earlier. I don't know who said it. It could have been anybody, but somebody said, "Yo, who the fuck we just anoint them as our leaders?" Right? Remember we had that conversation.
Yeah.
We had.
Then here's the other portion of that. Me, like, let's say I'm up for a few things that I fight for, right? But I may need to be passionate about one other thing in order for me to really speak to one thing. So if Jay is out there fighting for prison reform, right? Just giving an example, then he can't take on all the things. Just like we were saying earlier, Black Lives Matter. Everything can't be under Black Lives Matter banner. Somebody else got to be doing other things. Right. Just because Jay got the platform to do it, he's doing the work and the things that he's passionate about and that he has some reach on or maybe even knowledge on. That's true. It has to be other people that can step up and support them too. I don't want to throw everybody on those two people back. You know what I mean? And now, Jordan's speaking up nowadays. I don't know if y'all saw the recent interview, but give it to somebody like that. Shit, it's time to then jump in the fucking double Dutch rope. Shit.
And I mean, my thing is, it don't even got to be anybody that's in the light. It could be one of you all. My thing is, a good idea is a good idea.
Agree, but that goes back to how getting the platforms to amplify your voice.
That's true.
Because I'm Geno. I'm nobody to everybody else. But if Jay was to get behind it to amplify it, then that's different. And the sad part about it is it takes celebrity.
There you go. Yeah.
Get messages across
that's what makes
faster.
it fucked up.
Because that same idea, we can come up with an idea right here, and it's going to take us however long to get that shit out to the masses and people get behind it, right? But if you tweet somebody something, if Jay or Diddy was to tweet that same thing, people are already going to be on it. And that's the difference, Jay. It's celebrity that really sells shit.
Celebrity definitely sells. Dale, I mean, come on now. Come with it.
Look, man. Fast forward about 5 fucking episodes ago. This was all I was talking about. That's it. I raised the issue. Why
I think it's rewind, though.
Oh, my bad. But yeah, got it. But go back. I raised the same issue. We have resources, billionaires in the black community. I said, I'm not the smartest person, but I can tell we need some organization. I can't tell you how many text messages I get. Don't show up to work this day because it's a boycott. Don't buy nothing this day because we got that going on. Like, if y'all want to know why we need a fucking leader, that's why. Because we don't know who the fuck to believe, man. If we had a solidified person that comes down and say, like, boom, this is what we gonna do. This is how we gonna do it. This is what the impact is gonna be. This is what our goals are. Let's get together and let's do this shit.
The only thing I got an issue with that is what are these other groups? Who's their leader? Who's the white leader? Who's the Asian
the
leader?
Pope?
Listen, who cares
So,
what the leader is? But they
Trump, right?
Trump ain't the white leader.
They doing
Shit. Listen, man. Listen.
Trump is the white leader.
Listen. Negative 45. Let me talk about negative 45 for a minute, man.
No, I ain't. No, I don't want to do that. My point is,
45 just got his man out of jail.
Transition, low.
Nah, hold on, man.
Please, man.
Hey, hold on. Let me say this though. Let me say
Lord
this.
have mercy.
And listen. I'm gonna say this real quick. We talk about celebrities. Hold on. Trump. Hey,
Like
yeah,
some mob shit.
you got some balls on you. You a different type of animal. If you know your man's is that, hey, you a great friend. I don't think my sister would have got me up out of there. Trump said, nah, he good. Like, hey,
low. To your point, and Jay, I'm gonna ask you a question. That dude, whatever his name is, Roger Stone, he was on the agenda. Them cats was talking the whole time, like, all right, I'm gonna wait about 4 months. You out of there. Don't worry about it.
Good,
my point is, I just think that we're gonna be spinning our wheels if we waiting for a one solitary leader to come and organize some shit, man. How long is that shit gonna take? Like, I can't sign off on that leadership.
I'm just saying, I feel like we have too much power. We have too much resources.
Yeah,
for us not to be organized. That's all I'm saying.
But hold on, listen. Okay, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get up out of here with this one. We just got done with segregation, man. I hate to always take it back to, you know what I mean, slavery, Jim Crow, all this stuff. I mean, so we are still, our parents are still affected by Jim Crow and segregation and everything else. So it's going to take a while before we ever can be on the same page, because I've said this many times. We wake up in the morning, we're down 40 points to our counterparts. So it's
don't
really
have to settle for that, bro.
We don't have to settle. We don't have to settle. Absolutely not. But
real quick though, what is, so you asked initially why is buy black even one day? Why isn't that all the time?
Right.
What does it take to get it to where we, all of us, like even speaking with ourselves, what would it take for you or myself to get to start purchasing more black items, to be more conscious of I know that you've always kind of supported black businesses in Cincinnati, and especially locally, just supporting black business. You've always been a proponent of that. But just to your point, like, how do we begin to stop making it a day, once a month or whatever, and start making it more of our lifestyle?
Well, I think honestly, when people ask me that question, I say, do this first. your health professionals. You know, you got to have a dentist. You know, you got to have a doctor. You know, start supporting them first. You know, because everyone has to have those things. So if we kept that dollar, which in the health field, you know, get you a black pharmacist to get your medicine. You know, keep them dollars around. Tell your family, hey, this is our doctor. You know what I mean? If you're not comfortable with them, you know, find you one who looks like you. Because for one, you want to have someone who understands you. You know, we talk to someone from the medical field or some of the person that personal. You want someone who understands your plight. I mean, that me personally, I like to talk to a black man who knows, you know, say what kind of stress I have. You know, who's not just giving me medicine to send me off the way. You say, okay, you're stressed, you exercise, you do this and the third. But start with that simple. Then figure out, you know, the simple things where we don't own any grocery stores and like that, but why don't you go support someone who, I hate to say go to the hood, but who is the management of these grocery facilities.
But you know what? I actually think that we're making good headway on the supporting of black business. From my experience, I come across a lot of people at my job. I know a lot of people that are on the movement of supporting black-owned businesses. I'm talking about everything from your healthcare products to your beard to your barber to clothes. I think we're further along on doing that than further along than doing these movements like, oh, we're not going to spend no money at this. So I just think it's more just word of mouth and putting the information out there. It's all about information. A lot of people want to support, but they don't know. So when you come across my cousin in New York, she sent me and my family chat a plethora of black-owned business that do everything from sell liquor to freaking that make deodorant. Use the shit. And then when you find something, tell somebody else about it. You know what I'm saying? And you got to keep pushing that.
Low, to your point about black doctors, man, you 1,000% right, man. Biggest mistake I made was going to a white dermatologist. Went to that dude 3-4 times trying to figure out what was going on with me. Took skin samples, everything. I mean, like cut me up, man. He couldn't figure out shit. Went to the black dermatologist one time, got me together. Simple as that.
Simple. But I hate to say, sometimes we're conditioned to listen to other person, the race. That we believe what they say a lot of the time.
Yep, I'm glad you said it. That's what I was looking at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you said that. You know, as a husband of a black entrepreneur, orthodontist, you know, I can't even convince my friends.
Damn.
You know, my acting friends, you know, that's out here, because that's, you know, I know my friends from other places would show up. But, free consultation. They're going to charge you something over there. You know what I'm saying? When you get your braces, I'll make sure she look out for you. Just come check her out. Oh, man. You know, that's a little bit too far. I'm like, but you go to the airport to, you know, her office is right by the airport. Right? When you need to fly somewhere, you go to the airport, don't you? You know what I mean? So you motherfuckers prioritize what they want. You know, the sad thing about it is we look for confirmation from the other, you know, to solidify certain shit before you go to and support black businesses, black thought even. And it's sad, man. So, you know, bringing this up, it kind of hit home because, you know, a couple folks, man, like, and then when you see them, here's the killer part. When you see them a few months later, they got braces on.
Damn.
I'm like, oh, okay. Where'd you get it from? Well, you know,
Awkward.
it was, you know, I was like, oh, okay.
Awkward as hell.
How much they hit you for? Shit, about 8, 9. I'm like, they running you up. You could come over here and I'll make sure you looked out. you gonna be taken care of. You know, you keeping that money in the black community. You know, you helping my kids go to school with that same thought, and you getting a discount. You know, you should have to give a motherfucker a discount too. I'm tired of doing that too.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Keeping it
man,
a buck.
that's so real, G. Like this idea that just because you a black business, you're supposed to get a hookup or something is beyond ridiculous, and we got to stop it. The whole intent of supporting is to support. You don't go in the gap and be like, yo, you need to give me that hookup. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with that hookup? Like, nah, that ain't how it works. So stop doing it to us.
Stop doing it to us. Because you know I shoot. Don't come to me talking about some, come on, G. Nah, man, you ain't going over there and asking them to do that for that. Don't do that to me. Or I got to be put in a position because you are my homie that I got to figure it out for us. I'm tired of doing that, man. Yep. You know, I'm just as good as them. And my time is definitely just as important as theirs. So
you better, G, to be honest. Hey, I'm a living testament. You better than them. But speaking of, you know, out there by LAX, and that's lax, you know.
Where we going? What's popping?
We gonna keep it out west for a minute. And
come on, man.
The word I've always used when describing them hills out there where my good brother, my ADP, roams, them Hollywood hills. It came across my desk in the last 24, 48 hours, a conundrum of different things that been going on with some of our who could have been growing up leaders. First off, I'm gonna say R.I.P. Uncle Phil. You know what I mean? It seems like ever since you left, you know what I mean, it's been some bullshit in the game. But you know, our good brother, you know, I Am Legend Smith, and his beautiful queen. Not trapped in the closet. You know, that was R. Kelly, right? What's this new word we called?
Man, just call her as entanglement, man.
Entangled. Entangled. That's what it is. The beautiful queen Jada Pinkett Smith and the good brother Will Smith. I guess they were on the outs for a while. I know there's been rumors for many years about them having an open swinging relationship. You know, doing different things that, you know, just I guess we can't really relate to as being, you know, just black men in our communities, you know. So one of the good brother August Aslina is a singer in hip hop culture, you know, came out about a week or two ago that he was had a relationship with Queen Jada. And initially it was denied at first, but, you know, come to find out, it was all legit. Now, I'm not going to get into, you know, exactly their mess because I think we kind of forget that, you know, even though they are celebrities, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, they're real people who went before, you know, saying God and exchanged vows and, you know, are real, have a home and have two wonderful kids they raised. So my question for you gentlemen though is, if your wife just wants to feel good and seeks that feeling from an outsource, you know, is that a deal breaker or can you come back from that? And I'm going to start with you, Brother Nass.
Oh boy, nothing like being put on the spot. All right, so I think that each individual circumstance obviously is different. I think that each person has to determine whether the pros outweigh the cons when it comes. First of all, you know, nobody needs to act like infidelity is somehow, you know, something new with these people. Like, Now, the way that they constructed their relationship, and maybe this possibility of having an open relationship, which is also not a new concept at all. A lot of people live by that mantra. But, you know, this idea that, you know, your spouse could cheat on you. I mean, it's happening in relationships all over the world. Ain't the first, ain't the last. But I think that, you know, based off of the relationship, it determines on if it's a deal breaker or not. If the, you know, pros outweigh the cons, I think that's, you know, I don't feel like a relationship is worth destroying because a person had a misstep. But also, you know, it also depends on what it looks like and how egregious. Now, they were considered to be in a separation. So, you know, he was very clear on the fact that he was almost pretty much done with the relationship and kind of insinuated that he had moved on himself. And so, you know, when you have those circumstances, when that's Pandora's box right there in a marriage. Anytime you're in a relationship with somebody and you get to talking about anybody being with somebody else, Pandora's box is immediately open, and you can't undo that. It's just open. It's open and it's out in the universe, and you can't reverse it. And that's the one thing about cheating that is complicated. You can't take it back. Once it happens, and the universe puts it out there, and you can't put it back in the box. And so for them, it seemed to be old. He seemed to know about it. They got through it. Apparently they had gotten past it. But, you know, just like anything else in life, you know, some things are never dead. And so you sometimes have to revisit some of the old skeletons you pull up out that closet. I said all that to say that it's not always a deal breaker, but every individual person has to determine if it's a deal breaker or not. If you been treated shitty in a relationship and that person cheats on you, do you really want them back? And you know what I mean? Or was it mostly good and there was a mishap? It was a mistake. It was a whatever, human error. And we all have human errors in us. And so none of us can act like it ain't gonna happen. It can't happen. It's impossible to happen. Maybe you ain't done it. That's fine. Congratulations. I mean, you know, but like you can't act like these people are some kind of aliens because they had some infidelity in their relationship.
Right,
Bro,
right.
I respect what you just said, but one thing I will say, that motherfucker ain't get past that shit. If you look at him in that video, that nigga was he was feeling away. Like that shit hurt it. And
I mean, look though, Dale. Like, I mean, it hurt at the time. Again, like let's talk about it. It happened 4 years ago. They dealt with it personally. I mean, there was always rumors of their relationship being open, whatever, but there was no hard evidence of this, right? So they dealt with it internally. They moved past it. But 4 or 5 years later, I got to go in front of the world and tell everybody that some dude smashed my wife. I'm not going to talk about that happily. He did the best he fucking could.
I know.
He literally tried to do
him for it, but I just wasn't buying the laughing and the joking, because I mean, shit, we all, man, ain't nothing cool about knowing somebody that enslaved your woman, man.
Bro, you talking about slave? You know what I immediately thought about?
What?
She had that nigga pipe in her mouth, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's the ultimate. That's the ultimate scare to me, bro.
And the nigga is like half his age,
bro. So you know he's stammering it out. He waxing that shit,
bro. Crushed her.
So no ass. Are you taking back? Is it a deal breaker?
For me,
is cheating a deal breaker?
For me, it's like you said. It's all circumstantial. For me, I feel like my wife. This is gonna be hard to explain. So my wife, I know that she can't get with somebody else unless there's emotions and feelings attached, right? So I feel like if I would feel more violated that she was able to connect with somebody on that level personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, than the actual act of sex. So to your point, I guess I don't know if I could take her back, because I just know that she had to connect with somebody like that to get with him.
It'd be hard. It'd be dope if this segment everybody just kept it a buck and just said yes or no when they take their people back.
I'm trying to explain. I mean, because
I mean, I get everything you're saying, Dale, but this is one of them kind of answers. It's like, yo, not saying that you have to say that. I'm just saying if I'm the audience member, I want to know is a yes or no. You can give me all that, but at the end of that, let me know, is it a yes or no? Would you take her back, yes or no?
I don't know. It's just that's just loaded. I mean, I'm not cool with. I mean, that's my wife, love her to death, but shit, man, we talking about a 20-year-old nigga like smacking her out, like
smacking her. G, you know he was in this shit.
Sheesh,
bro. Like for real.
Brunch box and all.
Bro.
No, hey.
Brunch box. I'm talking about that's the kind of shit she was sneaking in and going to the grocery store.
That's what I'm saying. Brunch box.
For. Yeah.
And then you gotta have these conversations with her app. So now that that's over with, you gotta be like, yo.
Women do it all the time.
Hey, look. Check this.
Women do it all the time.
As great as I am, G, and I don't want to play myself as great as still as I am, I'm great, dog. But I don't know if I'm smacking like I was smacking at 20, bro.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Hey, this G ain't smacking like 20-year-old.
Now you gotta ask them questions though, because now you just like, so you know what I'm saying? Like, was he? You know what I'm saying,
bro? You already know.
Damn.
Hey, come on, man.
I can't, man. I don't know. Oof.
Throw it to me. Low, throw it to me, dog.
Hey man, look, I'm just saying, I'm still in shock, man, just in general, because I mean, okay, Will, for me, I'm like, damn, that's the Fresh Prince, dog. You know, Will just started with a lot.
Great fives.
Look, listen, man, Will just started with the baddest women, like him, Eddie Murphy, and it's only a couple of dudes that been with some bad chicks, and he married to one of the baddest ones, right? And then when I heard about it, I didn't want to believe it. I was just like, man, come on, man. It's like a Russian cyber attack. They didn't invented some type of little rumor. But when I sat and watched it, man, I was like, Dale, man, I was like, damn, Will was actually taking that shit. Like, he's sitting there trying to play it, but he taking it. Like, he traumatized by that shit, man. Like, and then the internet didn't make it no better, man. I was just like, oh. So
man,
I mean,
hey, man, let me just step in.
I mean,
let me just step in for real, man, because this idea that this dude somehow a sucker for being an amazing fucking husband and a stand-up dude.
No, I'm not
and listen, like, he admitted on the thing that they had been separated. He knew about the relationship. But if, as a man, if you and your wife had an issue 10 years ago and y'all worked through it, right? And then somehow, for some reason, it came up and you had to speak about it again to the world,
you're going to be tight about it.
Hold on. Hey, gentlemen.
Why am I doing this?
You're going to be tight about it, though.
Let's not act like it's not a show, too, now. I mean, I hate to even bring that.
Bro, those are facts as well.
I just read a tweet.
But I'm gonna surprise y'all with my answer though.
I just read a tweet that said Jada must be protected at all costs. She went on a journey to find her happiness. These are women tweeting this. What?
So listen. Y'all gonna be surprised by my answer, because if you directing the answer towards me and my wife relationship,
you mean,
because I've been knowing my wife almost it's going on 30 years. So I mean, I'm not saying it will never happen, because you can't never say never. But would I take her back? I mean, in some aspects I probably would, because I love her regardless. You know what I'm saying? So would I be upset? Would I need some time? And Jay, you see why Jay's shaking his head? Because when you've known somebody for that long, it's hard to just be like, man, fuck her, man, I'm out.
Exactly.
Hell no, nigga. That's
women don't never throw us away.
Let me finish, y'all. That's your best friend. That's your rock, nigga. That's the one. Even when y'all go through bad times, even when you need her, nigga, she gonna take care of you for the rest of your life, regardless, nigga. Depending on how deep y'all relationship go. So, I mean, for me, I mean, would I be willing to take her back? Probably no, but I probably would, just because of what we built over the years, man. I mean, I'm not saying what she did was justified. I'm not saying what she did was right, but what she did was human, and it's fucked up.
Nah,
You know
you
what
an
I'm saying?
alien. You an alien if you go cheating on me. Hey, look, so look, G.
Man,
So,
I'm gonna be honest. I don't
what's that,
think
Feast?
it can't happen to you.
Oh, Feast.
Don't ever think it can't happen to you.
Hold on, listen, hold on
Big
now.
facts, boy.
That's
Hold
the
on.
problem.
No, it ain't the problem. Hold on.
Don't ever think it can't. And I'm not saying you.
I know.
Specifically.
I get what you're saying.
Don't think it can't happen to you.
I get what you're saying, but let me speak on it real quick. First off, I don't even think about shit like that because I mean, like if it happens, you know what I mean. I got my kids, my babies. You gonna sleep in the basement for about a month or your mama house, but we ain't. I'm only doing this once. Like I mean, listen, this is all I got. I ain't about to go through this with somebody else, and you know we gonna figure this shit out and get over it. Because at the end of the day, I mean, you know, a man is always going to be happy, right? And it's our job to make our women happy. That's what it is. A man can find happiness. Like if that's just sitting on the back deck, smoking a cigar, watching the game, you know what I mean, just doing nothing. That's a man's happiness. Women aren't like that. They're different creatures. They need something from us, you know, sometimes to make them feel happy. So
hey, don't get yourself in trouble though.
I know. I'm not. I'm just saying.
No, I'm not talking about in your relationship. It's
Go ahead,
some
Jay.
we got classes of women out here. They gonna disagree with you said. They don't need no motherfucking man.
Well, I'm not gonna speak for them women because them women don't matter to me.
Okay.
I know what I'm dealing with, you know, and it's my job to do things to keep my wife happy, and that's what I do. I mean, I wake up trying to figure out how can I put a smile on her face every day. I mean, right. That's just what it is. So now, if I'm doing all these things continuously, and she steps out, then I don't know. That's a different story. If I'm on my job every day, and the lady, you know what I mean, does something different, that's hard to come back from, G. As I think about it, that's hard to come back from. But
I agree. It's hard to come back
from.
But I mean, you know, I mean, it depends how deep your relationship is with your lady, man. I mean, I'm just saying, speaking from my personal experience with my wife, man, we've been knowing each other for a long time, dog. So for me to just to completely snap and say, fuck you, don't ever talk to me again, that's never gonna happen. That's not realistic. I know that's not realistic for me. I know that. Go ahead, Jay.
I have a whole different perspective. First, to answer the question, most definitely I would take my wife back. Most definitely. Especially if, to one point, like what Mean said, if we have something built, I can't just throw away everything that we have, regardless of mistakes that have been made, even mistakes such as infidelity. And then the other part of it is, I got to look at what I've done. I'm divorced. I'm divorced because I cheated. So, yeah, I would take her back. You know what I'm saying? It's man, it's a lot that go into building a relationship, man. It takes time, it takes energy, it takes effort, it takes care, it takes love, it takes focus, you know, and you know, people do make mistakes. And now to speaking to the point of where we got this from, like Manasseh said, you know, they were on the brink of where they both kind of thought that it was about to be over. So they kind of made decisions in that mindset. And something came over either of them, one of them, and they decided to come back and work things out. Me personally, Hollywood or not, I commend them. I commend them wholeheartedly. Because to me, that's what love is, man. You make mistakes. That's for better or for worse right there. You know what I'm saying? They came back, talked. I'm assuming, I don't know. I'm assuming they had some good talks. They shared some things. They was honest with one another, and they came back to it. You know, and so yeah. But me coming from somebody who did cheat, I would love it if Jen would take me back all day. I still love Jen. I'm still in love with Jen. You know, and I'm speaking from my personal standpoint. You know what I'm saying? And even before we got the divorce, you know, I made some mistakes. And so, but I got to be real, and I got to know that it's only so much the other person can take. It's only so much they can take.
Damn, I hate to be the one to kind of break that beautiful moment up, Fees. I do.
Nah, go ahead.
It's a beautiful moment. But
nah, I don't know. I'm just talking.
No, but I mean, this is what we're here to do, to debate, right? This is one of the things that we're supposed to do. And to me, well, knowing you, I know what that is, right? I know that that's genuine. I know everything that you're saying is wholeheartedly the truth. But it's almost like a retroactive fix, right? Let's say you were perfect and you weren't that person that made those mistakes or those transgressions that you had. I think it would be a different perspective.
True. I would still take her back based on the way that I am, though.
Okay. So see,
now again,
I'm saying, so that's a different topic though. But if you're telling me, if you're just telling the audience, yo, I think I'll take my wife back. I made some mistakes. That whole thing. I don't know that is the same.
No, I agree, G. You're right.
What I'm saying? Like me,
I totally understand. Let me say that. Let me say that. A large part of my decision is based on because we talking personal. Of everybody in their personal answered the question based on their personal.
Yeah.
Most of my answer comes from things that I've done. But the way that I am, I'm a very forgiving person. I've always been like that. So I know my initial reaction would be to take you back. Now, I'm not saying it would be hard. I'm not saying it would be easy. I'm not even saying for a while it wouldn't be the way that it was.
Right.
But I know me, I'm a forgiving person, period. So with that, on that end, yeah, I would give you the benefit of the doubt of that mistake. You know what I'm saying? And I would move on. And I'll just keep it at that. I wasn't trying to
G on my answer, the reason why I answered it the way I answered it's based on my personal, you know, my situation, whatever the hell, you know, like Jason said.
Right.
But I also got family members that have been in the same situation, right?
Right.
And I've been the one in the ear to say, man, fuck that shit, leave, right?
Right.
Then I've seen things like, well, damn, y'all got something real strong. Like even when the infidelity happened, it was like, and I've heard people that have gotten divorced, females and males, say, man, yeah, shit happened, man, but I wish I would have just kept. I probably should have just took her back. You know what I'm saying? Or we could have just worked it out. Because what happens is it get nasty and it get worse, especially when you got kids. So, I mean, the situation just becomes a fucking snowball effect. And you got to think, Will and Jada, they're a brand together, right? They've built that brand together for a long time, right? Since actually when he first met her on the set of A Different World. If y'all don't know, they've been fucking with each other since that long. So again, like,
shout out to Tupac.
Yeah, I mean, you stupid. You stupid. But what I'm saying is that, I mean, they've built that brand together in their situation. I mean, like Nas said, this man, he's been a terrific husband for a long period of time.
I don't think he weak for doing nothing like that. If it's anybody out there that feels like, I don't feel like he weak at all by doing
I feel bad for him because the court of public opinion is viewing him as such. But Will good in my book, man. He's a strong man for just sticking by his woman.
I just got a question. I want to know how would you all handle this in terms of your male ego? Because we all have that.
But can we, before we do that, can we tally up before? Because that's a good question. Can we tally up where we are? Like Feezy saying he would take her back.
Yeah.
Low, you said what?
He says she's sleeping
Come on,
on the
baby.
couch.
Yeah.
All right, so
Come on, baby.
what you say, Nas?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying as hard as I'm going back and forth and debating with you or just providing the other side of it. It's a good chance that I would too. It's on my heart. So yes, I would. So is that everybody basically saying that they would take them back?
No,
Well,
they ain't said that yet.
Y'all didn't say nothing yet.
I don't even like thinking about that shit. But
no, I get it, but
Nobody does.
yeah.
Right.
Dale, it's
No
life
one
though.
thinks about
It's
it.
life, man.
Of course, come on, man. Yeah, I know it's life, but yeah, I mean, my wife, yes. I mean,
Yeah, Dale, just say the right thing because all of us know that in the heat of the moment, we all gonna get phone calls like "fuck that bitch."
that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even. That's why I'm interested in my next question because I don't even think about shit like this. So, but yeah, I mean, my wife ain't going. Yeah, we ain't going.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
a question.
One
Let
of
me
us
ask
get
you
one of them
question.
phone calls.
Let me ask
Everybody
you a
gonna be
question.
pissed.
I got a question.
Hold on, Fees. Hold on, Fees. We're gonna let Dale do his question, but I'm gonna say one thing before then. A tidbit information. So when Dr. Dre got a divorce, you know, all these big celebrity breakups, right? So Dr. Dre has to split $800 million because he didn't have a prenup, right? My man broke it down to me, said some real stuff.
Damn.
He said, man, prenups really aren't for rich people. They for us. Imagine you splitting $800 million, you still have $400 million. Imagine you had to split $100,000. Right? So now you only get 50 racks. You had 100 racks. Now you gotta split 50 racks, 100 racks.
And it's gonna take you harder to get the racks back up.
That's what I'm saying. That's prenups. Listen, if you want to think about a prenup, man, your average Joe. I mean,
Who in here got a prenup?
No, man, hell no.
We don't think about that. But what I'm saying is, just imagine it's a lot easier. Everybody tripping. Oh, he had to split up $400 million. Imagine split up $100,000 tomorrow.
Ask your question, Dale.
My question was just with our male egos, like how would you deal with, you know, just that circumstance? Your woman saying she wanted to feel good, she got with a young dude, you know, like how
Keep it a buck.
how would you handle that with our egos as men?
You already know the answer to that, Dale.
So you mean
You know the
you
answer
mean
to that.
You mean when she first break it to you and tell you?
You know the answer to that, Dale.
The process of you know, because everybody's saying they taking their woman back. So you know, like how would you how are you going through the what are the emotions? What is that process like of
I mean, you're gonna be fucked up.
taking
You're going to Planet Fitness the next day. What you mean? Planet Fitness?
Yeah.
You're going to get you some stamina pills? You're going to figure this shit out. What you mean?
Yeah,
You know
man,
that historically men don't take infidelity nearly as smoothly as women do. And I ain't
Exactly.
saying smoothly in the sense of they
exactly.
cool with it. I'm saying smooth in the sense of they willing to forgive us, and we
Right.
ain't nearly willing to
No.
forgive. Now
That's
we
the-
all
that's
saying that we
man
will forgive because we hope in our heart that we
And-
will, because we hoping that it'll be the perfect scenario in our minds, that it'll be okay. The excuse will be like somehow I slipped up on it by
And
accident.
that was going to be my question. Like with all y'all situations, if it was the other way around, would you want her to take you back?
Absolutely. What you mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But
Okay.
hold on. Listen to this, though.
So
We're talking right now. Imagine, so when does it break off? What if you're like 55? Where the hell you going to go? Right?
that was my
I mean,
point. No, Lo, that was my point earlier, man. I'm 44 years old, man.
Right. You're like, what you going to do?
Depending on the relationship, some people go into freedom. That's what I'm saying. It's all dependent on the relationship. I listen. I don't listen. I know that our egos ain't none of we men, and it ain't never been okay for women to cheat on us.
And that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, so are you grilling your wife? You know what I'm saying? Like,
no. So if you want to go through a list, it's gonna be anger, it's gonna be hurt, depression. Then it's gonna be a period of like silence for a couple of months, maybe. Then it's gonna be the talk. Right? Did I break it down for you?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. So is it what's that talk gonna be like? What do you want?
The talk is gonna be intense. It's gonna be after the fact. I got all that shit out on the list.
That talk would be like my man on Boys in the Hood, Trey on Boys in the Hood, when he came back in the house swinging at the air. That's talk,
man. I think that just I think the younger me would want all the answers. I think the older me don't want to know no answers. Exactly. I think I'm willing to just the fact that you came to me. Hopefully you came to me and told me about it, and I didn't find out through some old slick shit. But I don't want to know. Just shut your ass up and fucking don't do this shit again, or I'm gonna punch you in your like thigh and give you a strawberry on your thigh or something. So it's
like the Chappelle show skit. David 18, David 25, David 30.
I'm serious, man. Like early on, I would have definitely wanted to know everything. I would have grilled her. I would want to know, like, positions and length and how long. I want to know all of that. Like, I want to know what's going on, what day, what time of the day. When I was young, I would have wanted to know all the information. Is what I'm saying. When I was young, I would have wanted to know every detail.
You can go on
like as a 44-year-old, 45 about 45-year-old man. I realized that knowing all the information ain't always the greatest thing on earth. Like,
so now you would have asked
go on with your
younger Nas, you would have asked
the answers to none of that.
So you would have asked younger Nas would be like, yo, so is he bigger than me?
I'd have been like, what was it about him? Like, did you like? What was it about?
All right,
okay.
I want to know it
all. Okay.
Nah, don't ask the question and then try to do your Deion Sanders, bro. Now we talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want to know. Back then, the old Nas would have wanted to know all, and I'm just saying at 44, I just realized now that if you come to me with the discretion or the indiscretion, I'll probably be a little bit more likely to let you go without asking so many questions.
Here's the difference. At that age, you would have been asking that question. At this age, if you ask how old he is and you find out he's 27 like August Alsina, then you already know what that answer is.
Damn.
And that's what I'm saying.
But my thing is, if she did it, she did it. What the fuck matter if the nigga lasted 4 hours or 1 hour? She did it.
No, it do matter. It matters. It do matter.
Look,
what matters? What matters?
Let me tell you why it
matters. What matters?
What matters?
Cheat box. The box.
What matters?
No, let me tell you why it matters. Here's the buck. Regardless if you want to say this shit on the show, you that nigga for some chick out there since 17 or since you were at the Woo or whatever the fuck that is, Nas or Jay, you that nigga to them. That makes sense? Meaning, like, regardless of who they love, who they like, who they be with, you that dude for them. I know I am, right? My point is that nigga can do her a different kind of dirty.
But that's only one aspect. She with you, G, for holistically. Mind, body.
No, we talking about sex, though. We talking about sex.
Just sex?
No, we talking about infidelity. That's what we talking about.
Yeah, we talking about infidelity.
We talking about infidelity. Sex is when we was in college. We talking about your wife.
You said
sleeping with somebody else. It don't matter the concept.
Yeah, how long is he?
Oh my God.
Gee, no, I said when I was young, I would have wanted to know everything about the scenario. Now that I'm older, I don't think that I would want to know. I wouldn't ask as many questions, is what I'm saying. As a 44-year-old now, I don't care about how old he is and if the fact that you step
How
out
old
is the
he is?
fact that
That's
you
all you
step
need to
out.
know. How old is he? That's all you need.
So let me ask you this.
All the
Lo.
questions gone.
So let me ask you this.
Yep.
So she tell you, "Oh, I cheated," but you know what, Lo? You're still my number one. You gonna be like, "Oh,
Yeah, he
I'm
wasn't
good
as
now.
big as you, Lo.
I'm good. You
He
don't
wasn't
care?
as big as you, Lo.
don't care?
But I still cheated.
Oh, okay, we good then."
Well,
That shit
listen,
don't matter.
First off, I'm a different creature. So don't listen. I'm a little different. So it's gonna matter
What
to
does
me.
that mean?
So G, she tell
That shit-
you, "Hey G,
That shit
Gino,
don't
I
matter
just
to
want to
me.
let you know I cheated, but he was nowhere near as good as you." You gonna be like, "Oh, okay, I'm good then."
Hey, wait a minute. I gotta ask this, and I think I know the answer to this. Lo, you 40 yet?
Hell no.
Nah, okay. Yeah.
Man, she cheated. She cheated. I don't give a fuck what else matters, man.
And they won't either. All they
Hold
gonna hear
on,
is
okay,
you
hold
do
on.
what?
Okay. Another question in. It does matter. What if, there's a hotel bed and there's your bed?
Ooh, that's
Some
what
things
I'm
matter.
saying.
If she
Did
got
she
it,
cheat?
if
Some
she
things
cheat,
matter.
Did she cheat?
all things matter.
Oh, man.
To me, all things matter.
This shit matters.
I think.
So again,
Hey, Dale, Dale, I want to hear Dale. What you say, Dale?
That's what I'm saying. Like these questions, these are all the questions that will be running through my mind. I wouldn't be able to sleep. Like I would need. I want the grown me will want to
I
say,
need to know.
Put it behind me.
I need to know.
I need to know. Like
What's that Mario Winans? I don't want to know. Listen. I need to know.
so y'all got scenarios to where it'll make you feel good about her cheating on you.
No.
I don't know.
They think, Jay, what they think
know.
is
No.
one scenario would be easier for them to take her back.
Like,
and that's not the
you
truth.
know what?
No.
He wasn't better than me, and they did it in a hotel room. That's
Right.
I'm good now.
Right. You
I'm
ain't do it in
good.
my bed, so like I can
fuck
take
outta
you back
here.
now. Get out of
Y'all
here.
don't get
Get the
it,
fuck
man.
out of here.
Y'all don't get it.
Oh, let me take it to the next level. Because if you're dealing with a young nigga that's like in their 20s, you know this nigga probably on social media tweeting, "Yeah, she was sucking my dick on the freeway."
Man.
Listen, phone out.
You know what I'm saying?
Footage.
out.
Footage.
Thank you, Nas. I need to know that from
G.
you first. Then
I did it in a hotel
from
room. I didn't suck his
man.
dick, and you're better than him. Are we good? Oh, I'm cool now. I'm good. I'm straight.
All right. Okay.
I'm straight.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All I'm saying, let me clean
You're
up.
crazy, man.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute.
Man, if you come with the social media, I'm dead.
Let me
I am dying.
This came with a great
And
point.
I'm taking my vote back. No, I ain't taking you back, bitch. If the nigga got fucking proof, I ain't taking you back.
Yo, so like I said, I started it off with saying that I'd take it back. But my point is that shit matters to me. Because like Dale said, I'm like Dale, I can't fucking sleep. I'm thinking I'm stressed the fuck out. I'm thinking about all that. And how somebody handle, because here's what I'm imagining. Them same moans, them same layups, them hugs, whatever that is you do to her. Imagine that happening for somebody else. That's the shit that's burned in my. I'm sorry, but those are the images.
So there's scenarios where you'll sleep. There's scenarios that you can sleep good about it.
No, I'm saying.
What are you saying?
No, I'm saying all of it matters to me. One and two, it don't care if they cuddled. All that shit gonna be burnt into me. So all it matters to me. So I want to know all of it. That's my point.
You ain't cooking my favorite breakfast,
with the exception of how long
you making waffles.
What do you think?
No,
hey, let me ask this. What do you think they go through? Because they deal with infidelity all the time. I think they thinking about the same thing.
I live by double standard. I mean, that's what I do too.
Like. Hey, G,
I'm gonna say this,
there
man.
it is.
G,
the women gonna love this cast.
What you talking about? I remember in the Best Man in the wedding. Remember when he was up there giving the vows and he just was imagining Tay Diggs smashing her? Like that's the type of emotions that I will be going through.
Yes,
you know what
I'm with you, Dale. I'm with you.
That's what would be haunting me at night.
Yes.
Like,
and I'm not saying it's right. I mean, let me clarify what I'm saying. I'm not saying that's right. And no, it doesn't matter if she did this or on the scale, Jay. If she on the scale, they just laid up, they used a condom, and nothing else happened. That's still equally as bad as
No,
her was shorty with a phone out, like Lo said. It was, you know, some tape out there. Yo,
Yeah.
I don't think it
here's
matters.
the thing. Here's my last thing, and I'll be
You went
quiet.
raw though? You let him go raw?
Oh, you know they going. You know it is.
Oh.
You sucked the boy?
Come on, bro.
You spit on it? I need to
Bro, listen. You know, here's the last thing I'm gonna say. Shorty's gonna be disrespectful in a good way. A respectful disrespect to you in some kind of way is happening. Trust me. At a young age, you like, I got
Jay,
Yo,
tell him, Jay.
He
Tell
got
him,
some nice
Sans.
on
Nah,
camera.
hey,
I'm
all
done.
right,
I'm done.
hey.
Tell him, Sans.
We appreciate everybody tuning in for episode 14 of the PCP podcast. I know a couple of our previous podcasts have been kind of deep, and we kind of got to it because that's the times we're living in right now, the unrest, the civil unrest, and the pandemic times. But we wanted to give you some of that and lighten up a little bit, you know, just keep your mind just on different things outside of what's going on this outside, because man, we're still human creatures. We still have feelings, you know, and we're just all full of love. But don't forget to follow us on our IG at the Pharaohs Club Pod. Again, IG at the Pharaohs Club Pod. You can follow us on Facebook at the Pharaohs Club Podcast, as well as when to email us some of your questions, some of your funny outtakes that you liked at Pharaohs Club Podcast at Gmail. And always, we appreciate you guys tuning in to us. You know, PCP, we're almost coming up on a year together, and you know, we've come a long way. We appreciate you guys taking this journey with us, because you know, we don't know where this is going, but we're happy to have you with us. So, I mean, on behalf of the PCP brothers, you know what I mean, we'll see you on number 15, and we out.
I was obsessed with